with these mock-ups, you can usually cheat a little bit. Like you can, like take the whole thing and just sort of squish it down so it's the same size. Nobody knows the difference. Okay, so you can actually use this. And the nice thing about this is this is an Illustrator. I'm assuming that most of you know Illustrator. Okay, and I see Melanie, you already have one up, and we're gonna be looking at your stuff in a little while. So this is one option. So Illustrator, that you can go in and select Artboard and you can enlarge it. So let's say you want to add maybe like 1 or 2 more spreads from inside the book. You can just, you can just, what's that thing? Oh, wait a minute, you can't do this anymore, can you? Used to be able to hold down the Option key.
All the programs.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
I don't know what they did with Photoshop, but I hate it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, but yeah, they completely changed the function. The function keys. I know, it is ridiculous. I guess nothing here is locked. Let's make sure. All right, because you used to be able to hold down the Option key, right? Yeah. And then you drag it. And sometimes it works. Like right now, it looks like it's going to work, but sometimes it doesn't. So what I would do is, obviously just get rid of the cover. And then you could just take these pages and, change them around. But I want to show you how I did this. But you're done with yours already, right? Okay. So you can ask Melanie to do it for a price. This is just. What? I'm supposed to help people? Oh, tell people. I know, but maybe I'll get lucky and get fired. Why doesn't somebody complain about me?
I mean, it doesn't
That'd be wonderful. I could collect unemployment. Anyway, so see this thing? This is a gradient that goes from, let's take a look at what it looks like. And you can use this and you can change it. So like, let's say, does anyone know, I'm assuming you all know how to use the gradient, but you can see here, the opacity here is 0, but I can move these and sort of change it a little bit. The other thing I could do, which I probably don't need to do, is I could take this and just shrink the whole thing like that. But then of course this would be thinner. So what you can do with this is like this, so this is the page, right? So I can just copy and paste my page into there. And what I did was the links, you can see that I just have a ping file here. So you could do this with me if you wanted, which I'm sure you probably don't want to. But okay, so just to show you what I did with this was I have a PDF here of the whole book. I wonder what Matthew, what are you thinking? We're looking at something called Confessions of an Opium Eater. That is kind of weird, isn't it? But what I did was I went into the book, which I can't find now, and I just took a screenshot of the pages. So like this is this. And then from the PDF, I went into File, Export to Image, Ping file, or you can just take a screenshot. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's say I bring this in. I could either place it or I could just, do this. And then what I did was I shrunk the thing. Let's see, you have to press the letter E now. And you can see that this is a different size than this. This is a little bit wider. But with this thing, this is really awful, I know. But if your pages are bigger, just drag it out a little bit, and then you delete this. Let's say you put this in. And you just try to get it to fit as well as it can. And it looks like it has to go over this, I guess. Yeah. And you have much more leeway with regard to what you do with something like this than you do with a regular book. Now, I don't know exactly where this ends, so I'm just going to take a wild guess. But you obviously want to be more perfect with this stuff. Okay. So like zoom up, I think this is probably zoomed up to 161%. Okay. Then if you want to, you can put this over it by going to, let's see, I've unfortunately memorized the special function keys, which are Control Shift left and right bracket. So this brought the, okay. So it's not too bad. So you can literally drop your pieces into here. All right. And that's the best way to change the size is just, you know, so that's one. Does anybody have any questions about this? So I made it pretty easy. All you have to do for every single one of these is you just have this gradient over the right side of the spread. You have a gradient over the left side. Now, let's say you have two dark pages on the left and the right. And maybe what I need to do is, so for example, let's say this page was also over here, right? We'll just put it here. Now I could, and this thing is on the wrong side, but what I can do is I can either Control, Command, click, or right click, and I could select transform, or I can go up into here and select object transform, and I can reflect it. And what it does is it switch, see what it did? It switches, of course, now I just wrecked the other one. It switches the layer. So I made a mistake. So now what I can do is I can go in and I can reflect. And now I did it on that side. So for those of you, you know, who had like black pages and things like that, you can just do this. I think this is the easiest way to do it. But if you want, you can use any of the ones that I'm about to show you. Okay, I'm assuming you all saw that. I guess they see that. And you can make this as long as you want. You can make it wide. Any questions? Good.
So we're doing this, well, I actually already have this one done for the opium book, but
That's fine. That's fine. But you can use this for the recipe book.
the recipe book, and then did you say the menu as well?
Well, you want to mock up the menu in some way, and you can either put it on a table. You can, I mean, it's pretty easy to do. You don't have to do anything fancy. It really depends upon how you intended it to be. You know, like if it was if it was meant to be on a clipboard, you'll want to put it on a clipboard. But you could easily composite it onto, you know, like put it on a table or something like that. Or if you did a food truck. That was the assignment, was to create the identity for a restaurant and then assume that the person, the chef who created the restaurant, was famous. So they did a book and they did basically branded the interior and the exterior.
So then I have a question for the recipe book, because you want the cover to that obviously be the one with the snake on it,
Yes,
or whatever that is. And then you want
the snake,
it is a snake, right?
which, but it's also,
Did you say it's a witch?
it's also an opium pipe. See the little thingy coming out of it?
Okay. I thought did you call the witch?
No.
Okay. And then wait, zoom out.
What?
Can you zoom up for a second a little?
Sure.
Oh, it was just hard to tell where the chapters would be.
Oh, I just threw in any
I
old
know.
pages.
So then our chef bio would then be hypothetically like the chapter 2, the piece of museum, and then like if you want to include a third spread, it'd be the one down below.
Yeah, I mean,
Hypothetically.
Yes, you want to with it and with the book, you want to personalize it more. It should tell us a little bit of a story about the person who, you know, you want to get a feel for the person. She's Amy's talking about the recipe book now. Mhm. And I noticed in a lot of them, we're going to look at a few of them, but a lot of them just it's like recipe book, and then it starts with a recipe, and it just looks like something you'd read like in a prison or something. You know, it's like you have no idea what the person looks like or what their restaurant. You know, you want to know something about them. That also, you know, it gives like it instills trust in people, because then they you know, they have a more like personal connection to you. And the reason I want you to do that, of course, is because ultimately you want to work. Oh, this is one that I did for, I could have used this one. I did, and this, if any of you have some problems or you're having problems coming up with it, I sort of whipped these up for Mackenzie, just some ideas for her menu. Okay, so you want to put the pages in both books. Okay, you want to mop them up. Right, before I go on, I'm going to show you what's on Slice. If you don't know what Slice is, it is, you can get there by going to Go Connect to Server. And this is the address. It's if you actually, this is the address if you're off campus, but you can use it on campus also. The AFP //slice.ramapo.edu. If you go into this, oh, I'm already in it. Okay. So let me share the screen with you again. Okay. Okay, can they see it on the, can you guys see this folder called faculty?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, now yours isn't going to look exactly like this, but you will, actually you'll have access to practically everything. Just download the PD portfolio landscape layout. All right, and actually, I mean, you can download any one of these if you want. Okay, did you all do that? So you should see something that looks like this.
I don't see it yet on the thing. Maybe I have to like refresh or something.
Okay. Okay, do you see a thing that says restaurant branding? Yes, no? Ooh.
I see your screen.
Oh, you
That's what
do?
you're asking.
What do you see on the screen?
It says Megan, blah blah blah, and it has pictures of like food.
Good, okay, Megan Stalter, okay. She's a famous designer.
I was gonna say, let's see if we can, like,
Nobody knows who Megan Stalter is, do they? Okay. So, I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, let me see if we can see it on like the computers. Or like,
I guess they can't see it. I can't tell because there's usually a
I see
green
it.
line around this, like an outline, but I don't see the green outline, but I guess they can see it. Okay, so this is a page, but what I want you to do with this page is create another one. Unfortunately, I guess I must have forgotten to not make it facing pages. So this is a good opportunity for me to show you how to do that. So what we're going to do with this is we are going to make a couple of more pages, and then I'm going to show you how to link them together. All right. So, and this is in InDesign. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I just realized looking at the pages that I might have made facing. Let's see if I did. No, I guess I didn't. Okay, I'm okay. Let's add a couple of extra pages here. You can either use the pages panel, or you can go up someplace up here, and I don't know where it is. use the pages panel. So just, make a couple of pages. You're going to insert a couple of additional pages, and let's put something on the page. So let's say that this is page 2, this is page 3. I'm going to just put any old thing that's on my computer here. Let's see. Maybe I'll steal, since she's not here, I'll steal Mackenzie's book cover. And then I'll drop something else down here. Let's see. Which was that for me? Wait, who told you it was okay to steal? Oh, Sarah? Oh, I get it. Okay. So put a couple of things in here. So here's a little girl in a mask, which is really, that would be great for a recipe book, wouldn't it? This picture, this is a recipe book. Matthew. Well, or if, let's say that this Omicron gets worse, maybe people will be going to restaurants like this. And you could drink soup from this thing. Okay, so
that's the only thing you could drink. Like,
soup?
yeah, what else would you get? Like a soup restaurant.
You could drink it like.
No, I know, but like, what else would you eat that? Like, if you have to leave that on the whole time.
Yeah, they could grind it up,
It'd be
like
you have,
hash
a
or something.
wired show.
Yeah,
I would just like rather not cool it.
I don't know. Well, you can drink, so it could be a bar, right? There you go.
A what?
Chernobyl. They probably, with the radiation, they would wear these masks. And Fukushima, was it Fukushima also, right? Where they had the other nuclear disaster. Okay, so I hope you're learning a lot, Matthew. This is very educational. Okay, so now what I want you to do, did you added 2 pages, right? Okay. So I'm going to copy this and paste it onto page 2. I don't care what it looks like because I've already got a job, so mine can look messy. What? Okay, so now I have 3 pages, all right? I can link these in, wait, okay, so I put that in that. What I was initially thinking you could do is, let's say and you can use this if you want. I mean, I don't care. You can use any of these templates, anything that makes it easier for you. And you can arrange this differently too. I would just try to keep the margins even between everything. I mean, you can eyeball it, but this is actually a little messy. So like, I probably should have brought this up a little more. And when you get to be as old as me, if you make it to my age, you get to the point where you can just look at something and you can pretty much know if it's in the right place or if it's even, sadly enough. Okay. It's convenient. It really is. I can actually. Yeah, why? Birthday, you're supposed to reflect on bad stuff. Okay, so by the way, you'll notice that which is really kind of nice, is that there is like a little measuring thing. And I don't know if anyone can see that, but I can make sure that the top thing is aligned with the bottom. So what I was originally thinking, and you might want to do this, is if this was the first, let's say the first page this could be like a restaurant page with your mock-ups, right? So like this might be the restaurant interior. This might be a t-shirt or chef's, apron that has the restaurant's logo on it. This might be an interior shot. This might be, the recipe book or something. Okay. So and this could be like 4 mock-ups. Okay, so what you could do is you can take one of these and go to a specific page. You can link it to a specific page. Now you can do this in InDesign. So if you go to Windows and go to Interactive, you can make buttons with it, and you can change the objects, and it's very confusing. So what I'm going to do is make your life really easy. And you're going to export this as a PDF. So I want you to export it as a PDF. Is everybody in the black boxes? Are the black box people? Are they following along? Are you guys following along?
Yep.
They
Yes,
follow,
Bonnie.
Matthew. Oh, okay. All right. So you want to file export. And when you export your portfolio, let's see. Portfolio landscape layout to, I'm just going to say, to interactive. So I'll just put this in. Let's see. Oh, that's my friend calling to chat. My friend, she calls me every Monday at this time for 15 years. So what you're probably going to do is up here where it says high quality print, you might want to select smallest file size, but don't worry about that now. Just because I have a feeling it's going to be really enormous. So I'm going to export this and make sure that if I have any books and hyperlinks, they're already set. So now I have this in as a PDF. It's much easier to link, and I have my 3 pages. It's much easier to link pages in Adobe Acrobat. Okay. It's just much easier. So let me show you how to do that. It's really easy to forget where these tools are. It's not the most intuitive site. But if you go up into tools, window tools, now ask me where that is. Okay. View, oh, here it is. You go up into view tools. And you should also be able to view them from here. I love it when I forget this stuff. Okay. So we go into, let's see, view tools. And in this particular case, we're going to actually, I believe we can also go to, yeah, what's this one called? I'm not sure what this tool is called. Oh, edit PDF. Okay. So if you go to, you can go to view tools, edit PDF, or you can choose in the icon menu, this thing that looks like 2 rectangles. Okay, you good? Let's go down to the bottom. What I did, and I did this in
again. Where are the 2 rectangles? I'm sorry.
Sure, no problem.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you can get it from the toolbox. It's called Edit PDF, or you can go up into View and select Tools, Edit PDF. Okay, so you can do either one of those. And in this particular case, now I'm in the editing mode. And this is really kind of nice because you can also, like if you made an error, like a typo, you could actually fix it here. Like let's say I spelled clockwise wrong or whatever. Okay, so let's go down to the bottom left of the first page. And we're going to look at see the little house looking thing? And I've got, I think all of you probably know what this icon means, right? What's known as a caret, it sort of looks like an arrow that points to the left, is an indication that if I click on that, it's going to take me back a page. Is that pretty much what you intuited when you saw this?
Yep.
Good. And the thing in the middle is like a little house, which I just made with a rectangle and a whatever, will take you to the main page. So there's different ways you can link. If I click on the link, you'll see that you can you can edit a document link, but you can also link with inside of the, oh, I just forgot how to do this. Okay, so I can link in, I can actually link like inside of this. So let's say we want to create, let's see, add web link or document link. Okay, so see what I did? I selected link, add, edit, web or document link. Everybody sees that? Okay, so I can click on that and you get this cross-hatching thing. I can draw a hotspot around the house. All right. And then here what I want, okay, and here I can choose action. So it's just generating some really simple HTML code. I can open a web page. I can open a file. Like let's say I wanted to open something that was at the back of my thing, this. I could open it up. I could bring it up. I can have an ugly looking rectangle around it. I don't want to do that. I'm going to make it invisible. When on click, I'm going to have it invert. You can also have it outline. Okay, so it tells people, it informs the person who's creating this that the invert means that it worked. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a page view. So I click on next, and then it says use the scroll bar's mouse and zoom tools to select the target. Now I just realized I selected, I wanted to go back to the home page and I selected the home page. Okay, so I'm going to quick run through that again. So once again, I selected tools and I went to links and add, edit, web or link tool. I drew a hotspot around it. And this is going to stay this way. I mean, it's like, go to page view. So I'm going to click next and it's going to tell me to go to the right page. So I want to go to this page and I set the link. Okay. Now, let's see if it works. So I'm going to close this up and click on, see how I get my little finger. Okay, it takes me back to that. Pretty easy, huh? Yeah. No, if you didn't get it that time, you're in big trouble. Okay, let me. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. I don't think you're ever gonna graduate. Yeah, you. One of the Amy's, I can't tell the difference between Amy DePaul or Amy Heller. You hear that, Amy? Amy DePaul?
Yeah, why can't you tell the difference?
Because apparently Sarah Stackhouse thinks you're both the same person. You and Amy Heller. Anyway,
That's why she never got back to me.
that's what Amy said.
I literally always sign my name so I can
If she's writing you asking you strange questions, you know it's because she thinks you're Amy Heller. I don't know. And you two really do look like twins, so not kidding. Both look different. But you're both beautiful though.
Now you're being
I know. Okay, so here's what you do. You go to View Tools or whatever, Edit PDF, or you can just, I like the little magenta looking thing. I think that's cute. Now what I want to do is I want to make a link and have, let's say, the right arrow on the first page go to the next page. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is choose link. I'm by the way recording this too. The first one, add, edit, with whatever, blah, 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 draw a hotspot around it. This is going to stay the same unless I change it. So it's now the default. So I'm going to go to page view. And now it's saying use the whatever, however to get to the next page. So you could set the link. So I'm going to go to the next page and set the link. I closed out of the edit tools. And now watch what happens. If I go to the first page, this first page, and I want to go to the second, I can click now on the second page.
How'd you close out of edit tools? I've literally never used this program before. I just opened it for the first time.
Oh, you've probably PDF stuff. It's just you've never used the interactive abilities. I'll show you again. It's confusing. But I am recording it. So, and if you guys want, I could do like a mini tutorial on it too.
If to answer Amy's question, there's literally a button that says close.
Say it a little louder.
There's a button that says close. It's in the top right. It's like in the same line as the link. So if we go back to the edit thing,
Let's try what she's talking about.
go to the edit.
So we're going to go back to the edit PDF. What I'll do is now let's do this one more time if you happen to be doing it with me. Let's go back to, let's from page 2 now go to page 3. Okay, so I'm going to click on the edit PDF, the little icon, and now I'm going to go down to these. Okay, and then once I click on edit PDF, Amy was saying if you wanted to get out of it, you click on the close button, which is on top of this vertical toolbar. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to link up on the top tool. It's not very intuitive. It really isn't. So you go to link and then add, edit, web, or document link. And now let's say I want to go to the next page. I do a hotspot on that. And this tells me the same thing. I go to a page view. So I'm going to go to the next page. I set link. Let me show you how to do one other thing. Let's say we go to page 1. And, oh, let me close out of this. Okay, so if I go here now, and I click on this, it goes to page 3. So let's say from this page, I want to go to my portfolio. And let's say my name is Megan Stalter. I can't believe nobody knows who Megan Stalter is.
Who is she?
She's a comedian.
Oh, really?
No?
What?
You don't. Good for you. I'm so happy to know that. So let's say we want to go to Megan Stalter's Instagram. Maybe she has an Instagram. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Or let's find any old thing. How about CNN.com or something? Let's see. Or Bonnie Blake. Let's go to Bonnie Blake. Bonnie Blake's daughter. Oh, this was the woman who's, you know, Bonnie Blake was killed.
Oh, wow.
Her husband, Robert Blake. Okay, let's try Bonnie Blake. You know, there's like 5,000 people named Bonnie Blake. Oh, here I am. Why would I look up my name?
No, like you like do this thing, like can you tell me like people are
Oh, look at there's a rate my professor thing.
she's a great professor.
Oh, look. Oh, these things are.
It's easy.
She's a great. Where does it say?
It's
Did you know about this one, Sid?
No, I mean, I've heard of it, but I didn't know where it was.
People use this all the time.
Really?
One of the most used websites, but it's-
Oh my God, look up Sarah.
Okay. Sarah, this is the person there.
I just turned it back on.
I'm
Like-
literally.
I bet they say she's wonderful. Oh, here she is.
I think I just- no, yeah.
She doesn't have any
She
ratings.
probably deleted them all.
E, but she has 25 with take again. You have 100. That's how you know.
If my
Oh, is
professor,
that
like,
not
deleted
good?
all the, like, things, it was
Yeah,
weird.
like hers is bad, but yours is good because like everyone would take it again.
Oh, okay. Well, let's say we want students to go to this site. We want them to go to the Rate My Professor site.
that's serious.
Wait, why
Seriously.
does she have, oh, okay, never mind. Why does she have a 3.5 out of 5 and it says like 25% mistake?
Oh, wait, she has
Because
16.
she's not difficult.
Wait,
No, but that like makes no sense.
She's just-
Difficult.
Oh, wait.
No.
here's somebody who
She
doesn't
does
like
have
her.
reviews.
the quality is a one.
Wait, where does it say?
Respectful, uninterested, and always late to every class.
Wow.
The Russell Brand. And she seems like she's always on the
Okay,
Yeah.
what do you, okay, does anyone want to guess who did this?
Yeah, does it show?
Probably.
I say Felicia. Oh,
Actually,
I
know.
I asked Stackhouse to be my internship advisor. She did not email or communicate with me once throughout the whole thing.
Well, now Tyler, you can add some information to this. As long as she gives you an A, I guess. Okay. Well, here's what somebody who likes her.
She
And
definitely knows what
it's
she's
a quality 3.
talking about.
It's not that difficult.
Maybe she wrote it
Well,
herself.
look at it as like,
Wait,
if I'm
wait.
sitting on Amazon, it's 3 out of 5 stars. Would you
It's
buy
not
it?
her strong suit.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what's not her?
She never responds emails.
Being a professor is
Oh.
not her strong
So true. I never get an email back ever.
Okay, everyone, I think we should have a therapy session. Yes, Steve.
Look at the date. It was posted recently.
Where? Where's the day?
It's
Oh,
the 13th.
suit. I swear this college is not that bad. It's just.
no, it's just this one. Oh, wait, here's another,
Honestly, all my other professors I love.
This is all-
except for her.
What are you talking? I'm not joking. Like I've loved every single one of my professors except for her.
Well, the ones in this area are really nice, but and actually the ones Matthew in the
This is really
education.
Yeah, you have to like,
They're-
you have to figure out who the professors would be.
This is a good reviewer.
Oh, it is a
This
good
guy-
review?
This class of.
This person.
I'm like,
Wait,
oh,
this
what is
person
Comp
likes her.
372? Is that packaging design?
No, they gave her a 1.
Wait, they gave her a 1. It says
And
all.
they said they would take again. No.
Review itself though,
Oh.
like it's pretty good.
Oh, he's saying she never graded anything the whole semester. Well, that sounds good. She's incredibly unclear and rude. She said, oh, wait, here's another one. Oh, my God.
Back to back.
She calls out a decent amount of the.
Did I ever tell you that one time she made everyone show up to class?
Oh, what?
The class was supposed to start at.
This-
Oh my God, who wrote that? She did it.
Class was starting at 10:30.
I'm about to say that. Yeah, she emails me 15
She-
minutes before it's
She
in.
definitely wrote that.
Wait, who's saying that? Lisbeth?
Yes, there's no way someone's saying she's a great
Maybe-
professor.
How did she know about it, though? Well, I guess if she knew how to rip off my work.
She's nice.
Wait, where does it
Oh,
say
this is
that?
2017.
No, she was still bad.
That was in her prime.
Yeah. Some classes get,
Wow.
oh, wait, no. That was, she probably wrote this one. What about this? Awful. Okay, well, I guess she's not awful. Awesome. Here we go. Oh, look.
Oh, that's her year right there. What year is that?
2009.
That was when she was trying to get her tenure.
Okay, this is like.
Gradually, she's like, "Care about this shit."
Bonnie, I did a project, right? It was about like a famous person, right? I did Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
She told me I need to be more specific about which Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, there's so
I
many.
didn't know there was two. I
I didn't either.
I literally played soccer my entire life, and she was like, "You have to be more specific to which one." And I was like,
Just about the most worldwide famous athlete.
I was like,
Well, she has a good point. There's a lot that live in
no, but she
Bologna.
understood my Tom Brady one, which I was like, okay. but
Oh,
like-
that's good.
And she
Yeah,
That
Tom
wasn't for
Brady.
you. Her first assignment, we had to make a poster on the Adobe apps.
Oh.
And she didn't put in her requirements and told us that you needed the Adobe app. So I emailed her saying, I can't do this assignment. I don't have the Adobe program. She never emailed back. Thank God I emailed you. You got me it for this class.
She's
So then I
busy.
was-
No, it's because she's supposed
She's
to
busy.
email Sue in the IT department for class roster so that they can get it to us. She doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's like, make a post and
Needs
do what?
to,
I don't have the program.
I'm sorry, what? Ashley has always been a person?
She's always been a professor.
Oh,
Well, it
no,
said Since 2009.
she was a student and then
She
came
was a student.
to Ramapo.
You know what's funny? I can
She
actually-
graduated and then,
I looked up work
she-
that she's done and I've never found like her, like, her work that she's done.
no, but you don't find anything about my work, do you?
No, I haven't been interested enough. I feel like
You're not interested in it.
I just want to see what she's done. Like, cause she always like when she talks about people's work, like she'll literally just be like, I don't like it. So I want to see like you don't do that.
But why?
No, yeah,
that's-
but like no, I just want to see what she's done. So like to justify her, I don't like it, but I can't find work. You've never done that, so like I can't really be
Good point.
like you know what I like. Cause you don't
Mhm.
just sit there and, like go up to me and be like, wow, like it's ugly.
No, why would I do
So, like, it
that?
doesn't make me
That
curious.
doesn't, that's meaningless.
Oh yeah, she is literally like flat out told people she's like this doesn't like meet your requirements.
Well,
I
That's
don't
what,
like it.
that's exactly what the reviews said. They said that she's an alternate.
Really? Oh, God. I guess that, people, I
You
guess
take it with a
people are
grain of
like
salt,
that.
though.
I think people do that though, because Jonathan used to do that, but Jonathan is another one of our professors. But he's kind of like insecure, so
He's hit or
he's,
miss. Some days he's really
Yeah.
nice. And other days he's just
I
like.
know.
Wait, is
He's-
this Lipkin that you're talking about?
we're talking, now we're gossiping about, I wish they'd fire me for doing this, that'd be great.
And Bonnie,
Jonathan Lipkin,
Yeah, Amy and I have him.
And
He's
Charlotte,
weird.
Jocelyn, and Melanie.
Charlotte,
Kimberly,
Jocelyn,
and
Mel.
No, not Mackenzie. Who else? I think there's someone else.
Oh, so this is like they're all in
Oh, no.
another class.
No, John.
Okay, so let me get back to work. See what you're doing to me? You're bringing out my inner
We're bringing out
ADHD
your like, inner
or
evil.
ADD or whatever it
Yeah, your
is.
evil.
I am evil. Okay, so let's say that now we want to go in and find out what Sarah Stackhouse's
Wonderful
recipe
professor.
is for hamburgers or drugs if she takes them, or alcohol. Or what somebody said she was a psycho. Anyway,
Wait,
Um,
someone said that?
yeah. Didn't you see that one? Right? That they said something like she was
Not gonna lie, that one's
mentally
kinda
ill or
harsh.
something?
I kind of feel bad for that.
so sweet. Okay, so let's go. Now we're going to go in and link. Let's link. We'll get her burger recipe. Okay. So now what we can do is we can, invisible rectangle, we can open a web page. So next, and I'm going to put the URL down and then close this. So now forever, you can go in and check Sarah Stackhouse is Ray, my professor. Bummer.
Now, wait, but now she, like, if you ever put this somewhere, she steals it, she's just.
Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, so
It's
here's,
like almost like Urban Dictionary. You know, when you like, look up your name and then have the years.
Urban Dictionary.
You never like look up your name on Urban Dictionary.
Why would you look up your name on Urban
They
Dictionary?
have like funny responses sometimes.
Okay, let me do this one more time so you can just sort of see how it's done. Is everybody okay? Okay, see what you're missing, all of the excitement. We have drinks here, we have food. I have a plate of food out here, and now you all stayed home.
Well, Bonnie, I don't think you want to like get the flu. So
Me?
Oh, you can-
yeah, that's why I stayed home
How, Elizabeth, how did you get the flu?
because of my dad. And then he gave it to my brother. And then now I have it.
I think you should all wear masks in your house. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give me your father's phone number. I'm gonna call him and reprimand him. Ugh,
I just imagine like calling someone's dad and being like,
I would.
"Oh, that would probably be up."
Thanks.
Honey, what should the cover of this portfolio piece be?
That's a good question, and I was going to cover that in a little while. I just want to show you one more thing. I just wanted to, I just wanted to review, like edit, like, linking to an external site again. So once again, I'm hoping that I've repeated this enough that hopefully you'll remember it. So you select that, you go to the link, and same thing, add, edit, web. Now you can also add multimedia if you want to. So let's say I want to link to Megan Stalter's site. So I'm going to open a web page. I don't know what her site is, so let me go in. I'm sure you're all really interested in this. Get rid of Sarah Stackhouse. I wish it was that easy to get rid of her in Ramapo. Just click the button. She'd be gone. All right. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Wait. That's true. Oh no, this is private.
I don't think that's the. Yeah.
There we go. Here she is. Okay, so let's say this is my daughter's favorite comedian. That's why I thought you young whippersnappers would know who she was and think she's funny also. Okay, so now if I click on Megan Stalter, I can obviously go to her site and look up some of her things. Okay. Now you can also link to video, but you really wouldn't need to do that unless the video was in like the. Oh, by the way, when you do link to internal things, like if you wanted to link to another document, it has to reside in the same folder with the URL that you gave it, the link that you gave it when it was in the folder. If you move it, it won't go anywhere. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Okay, I'm going to let you go a little early tonight, not yet, but so that's why we're not taking a break today. All right. So Amy asked me, what should the cover of the portfolio look like? And yes, you should have a cover. The cover should at least have, well, first of all, do any of you have sort of like your own logo? Sort of like your own identity logo that you've created?
No.
Okay.
Are you jealous all that?
No, I'm just surprised you should have done it in another class. I'm just kind of surprised that you didn't.
Well, what class could you have done? Just curious.
You know, like graphic design or
Well,
something
who's
like
the
that.
professor for that class?
What?
I said, who's the professor for that class?
There's many professors for the class.
Did you? I had Stackhouse. I thought she was the only one who called it.
I have Lena. I'm pretty sure.
I should tell Lena to do that then. Okay, so let's say let's say this is the cover. Basically, what you want to do is you want to indicate your name, and the fact that it's you can say print portfolio or just portfolio, whatever you want to say. You can have the date on it. What I would do is if you can whip up a quick, like a quick icon of your name, but honestly, if you can't, the best thing to do is just put your name, you know. So like, let's say, you know, I wanted to put my name. This is helpful, right? Seeing me write my name. Yeah, so you just want to, you know, put your name, you can make it big, or you could do one of those things like, where's the, let's see.
Do we put the name of the class or no?
No, don't put the name of the class, because if you go on like an internship interview,
Mhm.
you might, you know, decide to use this on it. So let's say you could do something like this. Remember what we just, let's see, let's make it 100 and then bold. And I could do something like this, right? Doesn't that look good? How about, all right, so let's say I make this 100 and I make it all bold and I do this.
Bonnie, you can do the moving forward and backwards.
How about that?
Definitely not.
Why not such a fan?
What?
So not gonna lie, I'm not such a fan.
Oh, go ahead and lie.
It's just like the sidewalks.
Well, this is kind of like the one that we looked at before, right?
That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
You're missing your picture on it.
Oh, wait, I do have a picture. Let me see. I have one that my daughter, oh, here's my professional portrait. Okay, wait a minute. With blonde hair. Oh, she looks so, oh, here it is. Okay.
Bonnie, why do you have these random pictures?
Well, this was when I had my face left.
What? Photoshop?
Oh, God, I amused myself so much. No, this isn't Photoshop. This is me. Don't you recognize me? Yeah, okay, so this could be your portfolio.
Oh. Luckily.
No, seriously, you can, I wouldn't put your picture on it. If you have, you know, like if you have something like an illustration of yourself or, you know, I can't believe none of you did that. Let's say like an identity thing, like if you wear glasses or let's say you have a goatee or something like that, you might do something like that. I mean, you can put your picture. Actually, I sort of like the one that I showed you on the, like this kind of a thing. You know, you could certainly do. And I think myself, I feel that it's sort of a little, people might perceive you as being vain if you have your picture on it, but that's just me and I wouldn't listen to me if I were you. Okay, so yeah, you want to have, and I'll send you some examples of people's covers.
For each project.
For the
how many
inside?
pages-
Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. For each project, how many pages should we use in the portfolio, or does it not matter? We can kind of design it however we like.
I'm sorry. How many for each? You can do one of two things. You can, first of all, it should have a lot of space. And I don't know, I don't mean to sound like a broken record because I know I said this last week. But think of it as like walking through a museum and you don't want images to be too close together. You want them to be on a white wall. So you know, you want to make it easy for the user or the viewer to make out what it is you did. So you don't want to pack pages with a lot of work. So you're better off kind of like spreading them apart. So if you're going to be doing, well, let me go into something that I did for you last week and show you an example. I'm assuming that you can still all see my work. I mean, what I'm showing on the screen. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me open up. Okay, so hopefully this, probably shouldn't have done this, but you know, the thing is basically what you want to do is, you know, put your name, you can give it a little bit of a design, you can make it a little whimsical if you want. I wouldn't go crazy because you don't want to sort of suggest that something is your style when it really isn't. Okay, so I'm going to go back to week 13 and point out a couple of things. Well, here's one that I did. So you could make it very text heavy Okay. You could make it very text heavy. You could also do something kind of clever by using, like putting things in one of the letters like the O or the D. Obviously, you wouldn't really put unemployed and loving it on a portfolio. I hope not. And this is kind of like using the same thing that other person did with the table of contents. I personally think it's a little, it's fine if you want to do something like that. I don't want to quell your creative juices. So here's another one. This is plain. It has one thing on each page. So these are all examples that you have access to. All right. That's a little too plain. So I would say, you can either have like 2 mock-ups, or the other thing per page, 2 or 3, or the other thing that I did was I showed you, not this one. So you could do something like this, where it's almost like, Post-its, where you have a series of sort of like thumbnails, like tiny things. You click on them and then it goes to a page. Okay, so that's another way you can handle it. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
If you,
For the
if,
inside, oh,
Charlotte is asking if we need to make the portfolio interactive, and the answer is you should. However, if you don't make it interactive, you will not lose points, because I'm going to assume that you didn't make it interactive because you didn't have time to, and you'll go back at some point and do it. So that's my answer.
Bonnie, I have a question.
Yes.
Do we have to put a description of like the assignment or something next to it, or do we just put the
I
name?
want you to put a very, very simple assignment. Excuse me. A very simple, and actually this is a good example. I don't know. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So like, I know this isn't a key organizer, but you want to do something simple, like just exactly what it is. So like in this case, this student actually, she still works for this place. She worked for a package design company. So she actually constructed this for the class. And she knocked on somebody's door in some boutique store and said, "Can I come in and put my prototype on your counter and take pictures?" She was very assertive. So this woman let her walk into her store and she did all these pictures. But basically, if I were explaining this, I might say something like, package design for package and logo design for Wild bath care line or something like that. So it can be that simple. The other thing you may want to put in it is, like in parentheses, you can put like photography, and the things that you actually did on it. You can also mention the software applications, like if you, this box was actually, she actually created this strange looking piece and did like a 3D version of it. And then it was fabricated digitally, which basically means that, it's kind of like a 3D printer, but it does something that's a little bit flatter. So it actually prints out and cuts this cardboard box, and then she had to assemble it. Okay, so this one would be a little bit more complicated. Another word that I don't like, I don't want anyone in their description, I want to keep it very short, but do not say it was a student project. It's obviously a student project, but it's like rubbing it in somebody's face, okay? The one term you can use a lot is concept for a blah, blah, blah. So like conceptual design for a product line that sells botanicals, organic botanicals, you know? And you could then say period. So you don't even have to speak in full sentences. So, and a matter of fact, what I will do is I will provide you with some phrases that you can use, you know, like concept design, blah, 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 blah. And then you can pick and choose and just alter those as you go along. I do not want you to put something like, the teacher told me to, you know, like, make this in InDesign, and I did that, you know, it makes it seem like you're, you know, you don't want to remind the person that you're a student. You want to, you know, sort of approach it as if you could, because you're actually going to use this at some point. The other thing you want to make sure you do is keep the original files. All right. Because you're going to go back sometime and fix it and be able to use this in your portfolio. A year from now, you'll probably look at it and think, you'll either think, wow, I could have made that look so much better if I only did blah, blah, blah. If you keep the files, you can fix it. If you don't keep them, it's lost. So I highly recommend that. What happens to me sometimes as I get older is I'll look at things and I'll think, wow, who did that? That looks really nice. And I'll think, oh yeah, it was me. So you will get to that point sometime. All right. Okay. So does anyone have any questions?
We're also adding the movie poster thing, right?
Yes. And I was just going to quickly go through some of those. Okay. And you have this also, so this will help you. I'm sorry, Charlotte. You can do it in anything you want. If you would prefer to do it in Illustrator, you can certainly do it that way. It's obviously it's a single page. So if it doesn't annoy you doing it in Illustrator, you can do it in Illustrator. It doesn't make any difference to me. Okay. If you feel stronger in one application than another, you can use that. Now this is the wrong Flipsnack, but when you go to use Flipsnack is so easy to use. All you have to do is you download a PDF, or you can use one of their, you know, portfolio, which I don't recommend doing that. You're better off doing your own thing, just so it looks consistent. Okay. And of course you can use Issue if you want to. It doesn't make any difference. Now the other thing, you know, and I gave you this someplace, there is a thing, it's called magazine mockups. They're for free. It's called 365 web resources. The only thing is, like this is phony because it's Shutterstock and they'll give you 10 free photos if you know, spend a few $100s a year. And you know that we have an account. So if anyone wants a mock-up that you see that's on Shutterstock, you know, you can just send me the ID number. But they do have some good mock-ups here that are actually for free, that look like, you know, you can use them as a book. I mean, it sort of looks like a book too. All right. And some of them are perspective. So 365webresources.com. Okay, let's take a few minutes to take a look at your, okay, so this is up here. This is probably going to help you. Unfortunately, I put this up and then I realized that you have to be logged in order to go to Portfolios Graphic Design. So if you try to click on this, it's going to tell you you can't go anywhere. Okay. An 8.5 by 11 is a good size to start with. If you want it to be landscape, you can make it, you could even make it 8.5 by 14 if you wanted to elongate it a little bit. Okay, so that gives you a lot of options. If you would like more direction on what to do, you know, in terms of how to design it, I would suggest probably the best way would be to create a table of contents, just like that other thing that I showed you, and just have like thumbnail images. You can click on one of these, you go to the, whatever it is, and then you go back. So that would be another way to do it. Okay, if you have the time to make it interactive. Don't belabor this because you want to keep each page very, very simple, okay? And you certainly can use any of the things that I did. The thing that's going to take you the longest is doing the mock-ups. So that's the thing I would tackle first.